What would you do if you found out your wife isn't who you think she is or who she claims to be? Not her name, not her background, and not even her race. Shocking, right? Let's get into the full story. Hello and welcome back to another Aliyah book review series. Today I'll be reviewing the book Deceptive Calm by Patricia Skipper, which is a very interesting psychological thriller. The story is set in the 1960s at a time when racial segregation and systematic inequality were at their peak. The main character in the story is Vanessa, a light-skinned black woman who always passed as white, and this came with a mix of privilege and loneliness. Given that she was an orphan raised in a predominantly black community, and because of her looks, none of the black parents who came for adoption at the orphanage believed she was black, so she was never adopted. Vanessa's life takes a dark turn in her teens when she falls in love with Barry. Barry promises her heaven and earth, but when he goes to college, he starts seeing another girl while still stringing Vanessa along. Things completely fall apart during Barry's mother's burial when the other girl shows up uninvited, and this was just hours after Vanessa had been intimate with Barry. Vanessa is heartbroken and decides to move on, but Barry tries to gaslight her into getting back with him several times, claiming the other lady was the one forcing things between them and that he never really loved the girl. But she, Vanessa, was the absolute love of his life and soulmate. But Vanessa stood on business and refused to accept him back. After a series of disturbing experiences, Vanessa decides to start afresh by assuming the identity of a deceased white baby and moving to a new city. Under this new identity, she lands her dream job as a television anchor. She eventually gets married into one of the wealthiest white families in the new city and even has a son, all without revealing her true identity or race to her husband and his family. The husband in question and his family are racist and openly hostile towards blacks. Do you think it was a wise decision for her to keep her true identity a secret from her husband and his family? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. To check out the full story, use the link in the description box to get yourself a copy of the book Deceptive Calm by Patricia Skipper. One thing I would say is Patricia Skipper's writing style is really engaging because this book has lots of historical content, and I'm not a fan of history, but somehow I wasn't able to put this book down until I was done reading. But I did have a problem with the pacing of the last chapter. Everything felt rushed and summarized, and I was left longing for more. Another thing I had a problem with in this book was the character development. Most of the characters in the story lacked depth and they were basically underdeveloped, so I found it difficult to relate or connect with them on a deeper level. The author does a great job in portraying Vanessa's struggles and fears. Some parts got me really emotional, and at some point I was so angry with Vanessa because girl just had terrible taste in men. Now, the sexual encounters in the story were way too much. Some of the sexual scenes were triggering, and the way some of them were romanticized didn't sit well with me. One outstanding thing I must commend in this book is the way the author explores sensitive and important issues like racism, classism, gender inequality, war, conflicts, and even global health crises like sickle cell disease. It was really bold and impressive, and it made me appreciate how much progress we've made in today's world. There were a lot of racial slurs used throughout this book, and honestly, I didn't think they were necessary. Overall, I recommend Deceptive Calm to readers who enjoy historical fiction, psychological thrillers, and adventures. My final rating for Deceptive Calm is a 3 out of 5 stars based on the points I just mentioned. Get yourself a copy of the book Deceptive Calm by Patricia Skipper. Use the link in the description box. Also, don't forget to like and share this video and let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I'll see you in my next book review video. Until then, stay tuned and stay fabulous. Bye!